it can be difficult to develop a topic that can grow into a full and interesting research project. Creating a research question can start with something as simple as a personal interest, a current event, or something discussed in class that needs further investigation. Often, it does not start as a precise question, but a single word or phrase. At this point, it's time for some brainstorming and pre-research. Things like mind maps can be helpful to create connections and discover related and relevant ideas. Doing pre-research, like reading encyclopedia entries and news articles, help expand your understanding of the base topic and give you the vocabulary needed to fully discuss the many aspects of the topic. After your pre-research and brainstorming, it's time to turn these concepts into a question. When you think about your research question, think about Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You want your question to fit just right. They should not be too broad or too narrow, too simple or too complex. They should be clear, focused, and arguable. Let's look at some examples. A question like, how can social media sites address the harm they cause, is unclear. What harm? What kind of social media? This question would be difficult to research. To make this question clearer, we can be more specific. What action should social networking sites like Snapchat and TikTok take to prevent and stop cyberbullying? Now we have a specific social media site that we can investigate and a clear problem, cyberbullying. One way to work towards a question is to create a topic triangle. Start with your main word or phrase. Depending on the focus or perspective of the class, you might choose a time frame, a perspective, or a theory to focus through. Many times, choosing a person, persons, or population will also be a portion of the triangle. Let's work through one together. In this scenario, you're creating an argumentative essay for your class. The focus of your course has been prison experiences and prison reform. Using that as a basis, let's make prison the first corner of your triangle. Now, you need to focus on who. Prisoners would be too broad. Who are the prisoners? Are they men, women, children? Are they young or old? Are they parents, spouses, gang members, first-time offenders, or serving a life sentence? Who are you focusing on? Once we've established our who, we want to know what connects those two topics. What connects prison and women? What do you want to know about how these ideas relate to each other? Perhaps you want to know more about feminine hygiene and care in prison. Maybe you want to know more about abuses and violence from prison guards. Maybe you want to know more about reform and educational opportunities. Filling out this final corner will bring your question into focus. Using these 3 words or phrases, you can create your question. How do women manage feminine hygiene needs while in prison? How does violence and abuse from prison guards affect women in prison? How do educational opportunities impact women in prisons? Not only do we have our research question, each word in the corner becomes our first set of keywords.